toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome, everyone, to the shores of the Tennessee River, Neyland Stadium, home of the Volunteers. As we'll see the runner-up from last year's national championship, the South Carolina Gamecocks, taking on one of the top 5 teams in the conference, the Tennessee Volunteers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Kick it away to start us off. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Forced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Coming out aggressively. And the DB right with him to knock it away. Guys, let's chat just for a second about South Carolina. Not sure if you guys saw this, but they had a big-time 4-star running back get a verbal commitment last week. What's his transition going to be like, David?
First of all, everybody saw it. It's all over social media, right? The excitement of landing a guy of that caliber. And just, I mean, that creates excitement in the whole recruiting class in this next cycle.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Using his legs, it's Robinson. Crosses the 30, he's got away. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field, what a big gain for the offense.
And the Gamecocks, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Give to the running back. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
And after having a nice game like that on first down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on 2nd down, on 3rd, you won't have that long to go.
Leaves it with the running back. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Neyland Stadium alive, a cauldron of orange noise on 3rd down. Leaves it with the back. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
And so on their opening drive of the game, they want to stay on the field, and the offense will go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Fires to the wideout. Makes the grab. He's got a 1st down. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. That one hurts. They thought they'd move the chains on 4th down. Instead, they back up. The Gamecocks will punt this one away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. And nobody able to handle that punt. They'll let it bounce and roll out of bounds. Here's the handoff. Big-time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Looking to fire. Finds his big tight end. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. So that penalty is going to cost them the 1st down as they back up, and now it's 2nd down. And the Volunteers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Motion from the wideout. Quick pass on the fly motion. Turning it on. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field.
I love this play call. You want to get your playmakers the football in space. What a creative way. This little kind of push pass by the quarterback. Get into the receiver's hands quickly and let him go make yards.
That is a jolt of energy for the offense to get out of trouble in field position, and now all kinds of room to work. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Caught over the middle. It's Ramsey. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Well, I think the quarterback was trying to push that ball deep down the field. Nobody was open, though, so he finds his fullback for a short gain.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. They'll give it to the back. He's stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
This opening drive has been all offense. Really good job. Nice scripted plays. Taking advantage. Strung together a nice series. But here's all that matters for defense. We don't even care about yards anymore. Can I keep him out of the end zone? Great job right here. Step up. Get a stop. Force him either to kick a field goal or get no points, and this drive is still a success.
The Volunteers are moving quickly down the field. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
And he was off target there, but I tell you what, I'll expect to see more of that. They do a really good job in this offense of getting the running back the football in the passing game. Just let him make plays, let him be a difference maker, ball getting to him in space. So I expect we'll see more of that throughout this game.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. On 3rd and long, trying to convert through the air. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
Oh, those are those opportunities in the game. You got a chance to take points off the board, make a big play, and you just couldn't squeeze the interception. That's one of those plays coaches come back to talk about, say, think if we get this big and we start taking this the other direction and we take points off the scoreboard.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are playing at home today. Nice job on the opening drive. Lots of poise, good emotion. They don't get the touchdown they would have liked, but they kick a nice field goal. They've got the lead. Head coach has to be happy with that.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. This guy is so dangerous. The excellent vision to find a lane and get it out and set up the offense with good field position. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They're going to need to get something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. The give to the back. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Leaves it with the back. Breaks into the open. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the inside give. Still running at the 40. Bulldozes his way through. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18.
What a run, man. I tell you what, it's hard to pop runs. It's hard to get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a lot of times. But when you got backs like this who can make huge plays with the speed, getting out in the open field, can take it the distance on every play, defenses are scared out of their mind.
They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Almost intercepted. They took a shot on first down and just about turned the thing over.
Man, they could have flipped that field in a hurry, right? They've given up some yards. They're sitting in their own red zone. A chance to make a big play. Yeah, he could have made that interception and could have flipped this field.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Back to pass. It's Rayner. Got his man downfield. Got some room. Headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Gamecocks. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. starts from their own 25-yard line. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. The snap sets up to throw. The screen, he can go. Oh, he's got some space. They get him out of bounds. Couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around, and you find more creative ways to get him involved.
Ripped off a chunk on the opening play of this drive. Now it's first down from the 48. Gives it on the option. Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. On the move. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it.
I want to give a shout out to the defense there on 3rd down, doing a really nice job disguising their coverage because it looked like they confused the quarterback on 3rd down. Really nice job getting back into that zone and making sure that ball falls incomplete.
Able to get the first one of the day away. They did have to send him out 3 times in that victory last week. Bottled him up, not a whole lot of room to run on that return, and that's how this period will come to an end. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the 2nd. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Taylor has it. Across the 10, got it out to the 14. That's a gain of 5.
Really nice first down run. And you're seeing why this running back is an every down type. He can run between the tackles. He can run outside. He can catch the football. He can block. This guy can do it all.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. End off from the shotgun. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The noise reverberating off the checkerboards in Neyland on 3rd down. To the ground with the back. There he goes. It'll be a first down as he gets it to the 24-yard line.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
And the Gamecocks with the 1st and 10. Oh, and they'll try to catch him with a pass. Complete to the right. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now, having given up multiple first downs on this drive. Somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleeding.
The Gamecocks have their offense in high gear. They'll try the run. Breaks the tackle. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Well, he was trying to do it all by himself. At the end of the day, it's a tackle for him.
I mean, the number of tackles he broke, at some point, somebody's got to get blocked to help the guy out a little bit.
Man, the defense was like a bunch of zombies on that last play. They just would not stop chasing that ball carrier.
And the Gamecocks with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Wants to throw. It's Rayner. The screen. He's got wheels. At the 45 on his way. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33.
Everything seems to be working for this offense right now. And if they keep this up, this could get ugly by the fourth quarter.
With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. They'll send the back in motion. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking downfield on first down. Unloads to the wide out. Complete on the comeback. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. And I think on that last completion, it was a good example of it.
The give on the option. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line and a big red zone opportunity here.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Caught in the backfield, it's Clark. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Pick up this third down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line, and that's where they'll have it 1st and goal.
Nice job by this offense converting the third down. Listen, 3rd and short, they know you're going to run the football, and they still did a great job being physical. 3rd downs has been such a struggle for this offense. Bottom 50, one of the worst in college football. Nice job on that play.
With the run on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Gamecocks. Can these guys just score from anywhere out there? After that drive, it sure looks that way.
And that's what separates really good offenses from great offenses. When you're backed up in a bad position and you can still fight your way out and they'll get you a touchdown, that's a great drive by the offense.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. So here is the Tennessee offense. There's a little more urgency attached to this drive. They've only been able to put up a field goal and start this one down 14-3. Got it behind the line. It's Turner. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? The give to the back. They opened the lane, and he hit it a gain of 5 out to the 33.
And those little runs, man, they don't look great in the box score, but I love when an offense stays on schedule. It makes those third downs more manageable, easier, harder to attack me now from the defensive perspective trying to get to me. So it's an easy, simple play for this offense, but I love it.
And the Vols come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Might be changing the route. He'll throw on 3rd down. Makes the grab. Love to see these 3rd down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
With jet sweep pass. Wide open spaces. He's at the 20. Touchdown Volunteer. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you can add my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Here's the return from inside his 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
You know, as a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot, but that guy's just too good. And how about the running back on that play? Just making it happen, breaking off the huge gain. It's tough to get these guys on the ground.
Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Unloads to the right. A strike downfield. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down.
Well, you can see the effect that last run play had on the defense. They had a really good-looking run, and all of a sudden they come back with play action. Everybody bites. They play downhill, and it opens up a guy up top for the offense. Really nice job setting up that shot play to get an explosive one through the air.
The give is to Williams. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Good job by the QB there, using his cadence, using his clapping, trying to get this defense offside.
The Gamecocks will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. Using the quick game. Touchdown, South Carolina! A great catch and run for 6.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. To the air on first down. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The Vols in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Wide receiver comes in motion. Off the boot, looking for his man. Pressure in his face, and he lets it fly. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be 3rd down.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Taking it the other way. Steps out of bounds right at the 17-yard line after the pick.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Power football with the run. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
You gotta have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. Then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense making it work.
That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. Terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down. They can't pick up the first without scoring. He showed off a few moves, but not enough to get away from all of those defenders as they stop him for a loss. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Between the uprights, it's good. And that lead grows even bigger. So they get the field goal, now about to kick it away, and you get a stop here, and you go to halftime feeling really good about things. Fielded in the end zone, it's Matthews. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Lost to throw on first down. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down.
This is going to be a tough situation for the offense here late in the first half. They're trying to find a way to generate some points before going into the locker room, but the defense is ready for it. So the windows are not going to be very big, especially when you're trying to attack vertically like they did on that last one. Downfield completions are going to be tough to come by.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And the quarterback is sacked. There are penalty flags down, but this might be doubly bad for the offense. I think the penalty might be on them. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And the ball was knocked away incomplete, but there is a penalty flag down. Let's sort this one out. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. And the Volunteers line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on this one as the punt bounces out of bounds. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Dropping back, it's Rayner. A shot toward the end zone. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Trying to take it back. And he'll be brought down, and that's how we'll end the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Gamecocks will kick it off to start the second half. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments, but they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman and being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think then if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime and you riled yourselves up and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
Running back searching for a hole. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Good quickness to grab it off the bounce. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down.
Man, that is a big play offensively to make that catch off the deflection because it gives them the first down. It keeps the chains moving. Remember, they're in their own end of the field here. If they don't make that play, they've got a punt, and they've set their opponent up with great field position.
Looking to throw on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's thrown to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
Behind the chains now on second and long. gives it on the option. He's in open space downfield. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
And he left that one short, tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. They'll throw again after the incompletion. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He's missed 3 in a row now with that last incompletion.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
Thought he had it and couldn't get it through the uprights. He missed it. Guys, a missed field goal and nothing changes. Still a 14-point game. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. The give on the counter. Turning it on.
Yeah, it's a really good job with the misdirection, right? Bringing somebody's one direction with so much speed, the defense reacts. Now you bring another guy the other direction. Hard to see one and then react to the other, especially with that kind of speed on the field, and that's why you had a big play.
It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Use the play fake, now to throw. Here's a heat. He'll pull it down. And he'll skip his way out of bounds after a short gain, making sure he doesn't take any unnecessary punishment.
And they bring the blitz. I mean, you could tell they want to make him feel uncomfortable as quick as possible, and you can see him. He takes off with the football, and they just try to get to him, try to get him on the ground, but this defense choosing to blitz right now in this football game.
Looking for a gap. It's Robinson. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
Neyland Stadium alive, a cauldron of orange noise on third down. Looking downfield, it's Rayner. Throwing right. Good quickness to grab it off the deflection. And a sweet catch and a nice gain gets it down to the 30-yard line. Well, they say the bounces eventually even out, but they've been pretty much one-sided today.
And the defense needs something to happen so bad. You're in a deficit already. You get your hands on a football, and the offense still makes the play. That is so demoralizing for this team.
The Gamecocks are flying down the field. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Quickly to the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if you can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. From the gun, the ground game. Nice move to keep running. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
I'll tell you what, a few more runs like that, and defensively you start thinking, More guys in the box, more big guys. I better stop this guy because he's unbelievable. Just a great job breaking off the big run, and the OC is going to give him the ball some more.
Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
Punch it out of the air. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop.
Well, the defense got the stop there on 3rd and 1. Let's see if they can do it again here on 4th and inches, Dave.
I just got to find a way to fall forward, be physical. We work on this all week. You know you're going for it on 4th down.
The offense stays on the field. They just have inches to go on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Nice job by the defense. Great pass defense, getting in the lanes, doing a really good job understanding they were going to throw the football on this 4th down. They played it well. Incomplete pass. Defense turns to offense.
Got a little space. Pushes ahead for a couple. They'll mark it at the 10.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the 1st down marker was. I got to go get that 1st down. Did a nice job of it.
On 1st down from their own 22. Looking to throw on 1st down. Fires to the tight end. Oh, what a cut! Continues to fight for yards. We've seen this from this sophomore. So dangerous after he makes the grab.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Tight end now in motion. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Uncorks one. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Stopped just across midfield at the 49, but not before he forces the turnover and sets up this offense. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be...
He'll take the deep shot. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. So now it's 2nd and long. They'll go to the ground. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
The noise reverberating off the checkerboards in Neyland on 3rd down. To the air, it's Rayner. That's caught. It's Harbor. Doesn't quite make it to the 1st down marker. He's a yard short.
I mean, good news here, they get the completion. Bad news, though, not enough to pick up the 1st down. The target there, he's got to do a better job understanding where the 1st down marker is, make sure he gets the right depth on his route. Now, all of a sudden, head coach has a big decision to make.
The offense failed to convert on 4th down earlier, but that didn't change their thinking here. Trying to keep the drive alive. Breaks into the open. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
Well, this is an offense that really prized themselves on running the football, and there was no question they were going to go for it there on 4th and short. Not only did they get the first down, they rip off an explosive play on the ground.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They're looking to pass from the red zone. Caught in the backfield, it's Robinson. Running through contact. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal. That's the end of the quarter, and South Carolina has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Well, there's not a lot of mystery what you're going to do on offense at this point of the game. With the lead late, you're just going to lean on your star running back. This is a guy who is going to play on Sundays at the next level. Just keep giving him the football and just let him take this thing over.
Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Gamecocks. That'll give them a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns. A 21-point cushion in the 4th. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
Going to swing it on 2nd down. Got it in the middle. It's Turner. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered to pick up the 1st.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
He might want another play. They're going to try to throw for it on 3rd down. It's incomplete, and he's lucky to get that one back, almost intercepted.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. Desperately wanted to convert on 4th down, but couldn't do it.
And I get it. At this point in the second half, dude, we got to make something happen. We haven't been good enough. We got to score a lot of points, and quickly. You got to be aggressive. They tried. They failed again. This game is all but over.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware. But you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. And the Gamecocks are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. They'll move the tight end. He'll keep it himself. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.
That's got to hurt if you're the offense, because you're thinking with this quarterback and his size and his athleticism, that's going to be an easy first down pickup on the option play. But how about the physicality up front by this defense, stuffing him at the line of scrimmage?
Quickly out to the tight end. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line.
Well, I think the experience on offense was a big reason why the head coach felt confident going for it there on 4th down. He has a lot of guys that have played a lot of snaps. They've been in these big game moments before, ice in their veins. You saw it there on that completion to keep the sticks moving.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to do. Late in the ball game with the lead, establish the run, establish the physicality. And you know what helps? That clock up there, it continues to tick. So let's see if they choose to keep the ball on the ground and stay conservative and run that clock.
Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal.
Everything going the offense's way. They're trying to ice this game late. They've got a really nice lead, so you just want to run the ball, high percentage throws, and keep the chains moving, and they're doing that. This has been a beautiful drive to watch. Offense continues to stay in a nice rhythm here late.
And this is an area of the field, man, who can be more physical. And you know I'm going to run the football a lot of times in these goal-to-go situations. 1st and goal, can I be physical? Can I get closer? The defense won that physical battle. Interested to see now if the offense thinks they can still run, or do they go to the passing game?
Can't hang on in the end zone, and that one is going to drive him crazy when he watches it. It'll be 3rd down. Trying to pick up a first down. Turning to the running game here on 3rd and goal. He's a tough, crafty back, but he couldn't find his way to the marker, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, after the tackle now, that sets up 4th and 2. And these offenses, they practice for these types of situations. It's not like they just have quarterbacks sneak in their back pocket for 4th and inches. They've got plays designed to go and get this, David, so it'll be interesting to see if this offense wants to roll the dice.
Yeah, and most of the time, I'm rolling the dice. I'm going to be aggressive. And as a defense, you also know that too. And you're ready. You're not caught off guard by offenses nowadays going forward on 4th down.
Into the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned. So here is the Tennessee offense. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stands.
I think for this offense, they can stay aggressive knowing that their defense is going to bail them out time and time again here.
Yeah, and especially when you go for those 4th down situations, you do that a lot of times because you know your defense can make stands, make stops. And they did on that last possession for you.
Got 3 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
Now facing a 3rd and long. The offense changing the play. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
And we've seen a lot of that from this offense, unfortunately. Just quarterback and wide receivers just not in sync. And sometimes it happens, and they get out of sync, and they don't make big plays, but man, you're in a huge deficit. You need big plays down the field, so somebody's got to make a play for their quarterback.
And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
Just inside the 35, 1st and 10 from the 34. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. Tackle is made at the 30-yard line after he picked up 4. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. They go to the ground. Oh, he's got some space. The chunk plays that they love, and he takes it all the way down to the 10.
And one of the things you're taught as a defensive guy, when you're trying to strip the football, you got to secure the tackle with one hand, try to get the football with the other, and they're not securing the tackle. I get it, they're trying to go for the fumble, but they got to do a better job executing.
The Gamecocks will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And the defense makes the tackle, but not before he gets down to the 2.
Yeah, it's make or break time for this defense now. They got to get a stop. And if that's bringing more bodies in, bringing more beef in, they're running the football right up the gut, right at you. They're not going to throw the football in this.
Touchdown, Gamecocks. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They add on another one, and they're about to push their record to 5-1.
And honestly, it's been about complementary football in this game, right? We've seen this offense go up and down the field. They've been lighting up the scoreboard, but the defense has done a great job, too, getting off the field and putting their offense in really good position in this game. The head coach has got to love what he's seen on both sides of the ball today.
On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Really good job by the defense, seeing it and going and getting it. Nice job understanding the touch pass. It could happen. Those guys go in motion, man. I got to understand, safety's got to see that, start flying down, getting ready to play that. Nice job by the defense being ready for that play.
Under fire. Nothing doing downfield. He'll cut his losses and throw it away. It'll be 3rd down.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And he was able to run through a tackle, and they finally get him, but not until he picks up the 1st down. They'll leave it with him. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Back to pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Turner. He almost picked up the 1st down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. They'll try to get the 1st through the air. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
This was my favorite time to be a defensive lineman, man. You get up big, late in the game, you know it's past. You're just teeing off on the quarterback. The defensive backs, they're bailing, playing those deep passes. It is hard to play offensive football in this situation.
They leave the offense on the field on this 4th and short from the 40. Makes the grab past the marker. Across the 50 and knocked out of bounds at the 48, and an explosive play gets this offense working.
Oh, and I love that play call on fourth down. You know, the entire defense was zoning in on that running back, thinking he was maybe going to get a handoff, but they're able to sneak and leak him out of the backfield. Behind the defense, he makes the catch and keeps the drive alive.
Looking downfield on first down. Lofts one high and deep. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
You see an incompletion there. I think a big reason why this team is in such a hole right now in the fourth quarter is they have just not been able to find the explosive plays throwing the ball. And you got to wonder at this point, is it too little too late?
And here we go. Final play of the game right here. Misfired on first down, back to the air on second. Got it in the middle, it's Davis. And that is how we will wrap this one up. Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them, an absolutely dominating performance.
You got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready to play and motivated right from the opening kick. All three phases we saw, just spectacular football. No mental mistakes, David. You really can't play better than that.
Nah, it's really fun to do this. Come out and just dominate opponents. Start from finish. Nothing to worry about. You just know you're better. You're going to do you, put up a bunch of points, and win by a lot of points.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
you